Bulls Nation, let's go! A tough victory against the Washington Wizards once again, and you can only look and smile after beating them twice in their own backyard and allowing the Wizards to go 0-5. At the end of the day, very unfortunate circumstances for Washington, but the Bulls take what you're given. Luck is earned in this league, and the Chicago Bulls walked away with their second victory of the year. So without further ado, let's discuss the Chicago Bulls versus the Washington Wizards for the second time in this video. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today, we've got a Chicago Bulls versus Washington Wizards game reaction, the second game against the Washington Wizards, and the second victory against the Washington Wizards. It doesn't get any better than winning 2 games on the bounce, on the road, against a team that could potentially be a competitor for us, but ultimately now sit 0-5, and questions are beginning to be asked about the Washington Wizards. But enough about them, let's talk about the Bulls. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below who is your player of the game and how happy are you to walk away from this game with a victory under your belt, beating the Washington Wizards twice away from home. You have to love the performance from the Chicago Bulls today. Again, this is not a game where it went unwarranted. The Washington Wizards played very well today as well. But the Chicago Bulls, for the most part, deserved to win this game today. Absolutely. They had the lead the majority of the game. The only time they gave up the lead was in the fourth quarter. The Bulls competed all night long. The Bulls showed fight. Anytime the Wizards went on a run, the Bulls went on a bigger run. And ultimately, I think the right outcome came out of this game. Now, of course, I'm a Bulls fan, so of course I'm going to say that. But the Bulls rightfully deserve to win this, in my opinion. The scoreline, if you do not know, was 130 to 133. Again, speaking about the Washington Wizards' unlucky circumstances, they had 2 very bad plays down the stretch that allowed the Bulls to maintain the lead. The Bradley Beal missed layup. You have to look. Bradley Beal's an all-star. Bradley Beal is an amazing player. Many people want Bradley Beal on this team. Bradley Beal really choked that one because Kobe White didn't block him. Bradley Beal fumbled and the ball went away from him. And in the end, that's a terrible play down the stretch from an all-star. It's just the way that it is. You have to take it on the chin sometimes. Even all-stars make mistakes. Mistakes are not something that all-stars just don't make. Bradley Beal made a mistake. And the full court pass with 5 seconds left was completely unnecessary from the Washington Wizards. That is a rookie mistake. I don't know who threw that in. I think it was Hachimura that might have thrown that in. Again, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. But that is a rookie mistake from whoever threw that ball in, because they had much more time to run down the court than just throw up a full court shot. But in the end, the Bulls will take that. The Bulls take their second win, and it was rightfully deserved in my eyes. And again, we now sit 2-3. It's a beautiful display from the Chicago Bulls. In the first quarter and the second quarter, the Bulls competed. This was a close contest all night long. But in the third quarter is when the Bulls really stood out. And I think this is, for majority of the third quarters, the Bulls have won very convincingly. So the third quarter seems to be our best quarter. I believe we had 36 points in the third quarter, which is a big number to have considering. And again, this was an offensive mastermind, an offensive game from both sides. The offense for Washington and the offense for Chicago really took reins. There was no defense played in this game. Let's be real, not much defense at all. Too many and ones from both sides. 3-pointers going in left, right, and center. At the end of the first half, both teams basically had around 70 points. So off defense, no such thing in this game. But again, this is the type of game that I think most people would enjoy to watch. Very close, very tight. You didn't know who was going to win throughout the game, but thankfully, as a Bulls fan, the Bulls picked up that victory. Let's move on into individual performance. The stat sheet, look, the stats on these guys was very well spread today. So you can only give your praise from the players' ball movement. You can only give your praise from the assist numbers we had today. We had 28 assists, I believe, in the first half. Amazing stat line to have, moving the ball around the way that we did. And it shows in the stat line. It shows in the amount of assists people got. It shows in the amount of points people had as well. It wasn't isolation ball today, moving the ball around. That second half performance, in my opinion, especially that third quarter, is really what got that Bulls victory. Because I think if we were going to continue the way we played in the first half, we might have had a chance to lose that game. Anyway, Otto Porter had a fantastic game. 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists. Phenomenal game from Otto Porter, who was a substitute starter for Larry Markkinen tonight, and he did not look out of place whatsoever. There could be a competition issue here when potentially he could be starting next game. Maybe even if Larry Markkinen comes back, because Larry Markkinen might be on a slight minutes restriction until he's fully healthy. If he does come back, Otto could still potentially start this game. So there's a lot to go over there. That's a beautiful game from someone that wants more minutes, and it looks like he's showing why he deserves a little bit more minutes as well. Obviously, Wendell Carter had a 16-point and 5-rebound game. Wendell Carter, honestly, did not have a terrific game today, but in the third quarter, he scored 11 points. So a phenomenal quarter from Wendell Carter. Daniel Gafford had an amazing game as well. The center stepped up today. When Daniel Gafford came in with that energy, Wendell Carter stepped it up as well. The competition on this team is vital. Wendell Carter knew he was struggling. When he sees Daniel Gafford performing the way that he is, he saw those minutes going away. Slowly and surely, those minutes were going away from him. And he stepped up to the occasion. He did have a hip injury to talk about as well. He did come back into the game. So hopefully nothing too serious with Wendell Carter. Again, whether he's a starter or off the bench, whatever you guys may think about that, I still think it's vital that we have him around because we cannot afford injuries at this stage. We had so many injuries in today's game. Larry Markkinen didn't play. Satoransky didn't play. Hutchison didn't play. I think Dotson is injured as well. And most of them are not playing tomorrow, according from what I've been hearing. A lot of those players will not play tomorrow as well. So, again, injuries are going to be a big thing. This Bulls team is very short-staffed right now. So the players that we do have needs to step up. And I'm very proud of how they did that. Zach LaVine, of course, had 22 points, had 7 assists and 6 rebounds. Kobe White had a very good game as well. Got his double-double, 16 points and 10 assists. Fantastic game from Kobe White. All-around fantastic performance. Thaddeus Young came in, had a fantastic game. Denzel Valentine played all right. Daniel Gafford came in, huge energy, beautiful performance from our bench. And our bench is what's been keeping us in these games. Our starting lineup alone cannot carry the load. And yes, our starting lineup is performing well right now. So many players got so many good stats, but the bench is vital. This bench from last season to this season has become one of the worst benches in the league to one of the better scoring benches in the league. I'm not going to say they're the best bench in the league. That's ridiculous. But they are one of the best scoring benches in the league. Thaddeus Young came in, played very, very well. Denzel Valentine had a very long distance 3. I can't remember anything else he did in the game, but Denzel Valentine's a good scoring threat. Obviously, Otto Porter is actually a bench player. So these are the things that we should be very, very happy with right now. Our bench is performing. Our 8-man rotation or 9-man rotation at times is working out very, very well for us. Gary Temple as well, big contributor in that game. You simply cannot ignore things like that off of the bench. Very, very good performance from our bench today. And that is what ended us that's what kept us in this game, and that's what brought us the win. Our bench is very experienced, and they're performing at a high level right now. And all we can ask for is to keep that up against the Bucks tomorrow and throughout the season. Let's move on into the must improve. I'm going to be honest, I'm not picking a must improved because there's simply not one player I can go out there and say they had an awful game, they had a terrible game, and they need to improve. Now, there are a few things that I could say about players that played well. I mean, Wendell Carter needs to do better in the paint defense. A lot of and-ones given, but that's not a must-improve play. At the end of the day, they made some fantastic plays to Thomas Bryant and to Hachimura and to other players, and not everything Wendell Carter can stop. Kobe White didn't have a good shooting night, but again, he got his double-double. So again, maybe shoot better. But these are just small things. Like, I can't just... it just happens throughout the course of the game. Kobe White had a vital stop towards the end of the game. It necessarily didn't... He put pressure on Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal lost that ball. That's a good play from Kobe White. I'm not going to target anybody and say they must improve, but it was a very good, well-rounded performance from the Chicago Bulls today. And the player of the game, look, I know many people might give it to Zach LaVine because of the final free throws and down the stretch performance. I think Otto Porter has to have player of the game today. A double-double from Otto Porter, 28 points and 12 rebounds. He was shooting, he was on a hot streak all night long. He got his threes in, he got some mid-ranges in. He was good on the boards as he has been all season. He playmaked a little bit. Defensively, he was good. Simply a fantastic game from Otto Porter. Probably one of the best that we're going to see from him this season. So, high praise coming from Otto Porter. He was a bench player coming into this game. He looked like a starter today, and he looked like he was ready to compete for starter minutes. And if he keeps up that performance, there could be a shout that he moves into that starting role. We don't really know at this time, but again, Otto Porter, that's all you can ask for from someone that's substituting for your starters. That's all you can ask from someone that's going to come in off the bench probably next game as well if Larry does play. And even if he doesn't, Otto Porter is making his claim as one of the better bench players in the season right now. I mean, if he continues to stay on the bench, this man could be a six-man of the year candidate. And that's speaking very early, of course. And things could definitely happen that can stop that. But for now, while he's playing at this level, while he's playing as good as he is this season so far, I think it's time to give him a little bit of praise. And we wait and see. The Bulls are 2-3. After three very, very, very unfortunate losses. The two of them were poor. The third one was unlucky. We got 2 victories back. Look, in hindsight, Damian Lee misses that 3-point shot. Bulls are 3-2 right now, and we're back to a positive start against the Bucks, and everything's fine. Unfortunately, this is basketball. If Bradley Beal makes that layup, we're probably 1-4. So this is how basketball works sometimes. It's fine margins. It's very, very close, competitive games, and the Bulls picked up their second victory. Our next game is against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo and them boys. We have a tough game on our hands. Now, last season, we competed very well with the Milwaukee Bucks, but they always seem to manage to find a way within the second half to just blow us out. So, hopefully the Bulls can manage to stay in this game and hopefully find a way to win the game. Of course, winning is essential, and we will have to wait and see how that goes. We have a lot of things to go over. That game is obviously tomorrow. We've had 2 back-to-backs already so far, so it just shows how tough the season's going to be. 2 back-to-backs already. Hopefully the Bulls will be ready for this. Hopefully the Bulls can be competitive, and hopefully the Bucks come in misfiring. The Bucks haven't had a terrific start. They've had some very good games. They've set some records, and they've also lost to the Knicks. So let's see which Bucks team we're going to see. Hopefully the Bucks team that we see is not a good one, so we can come in and get that victory. But again, all I want to see is competition. We know the Bucks are way ahead of us in terms of their quality and in terms of their team and where they're trying to strive to. But the most important thing about the Bucks game is that we compete. The win will be absolutely amazing. And of course, we go into that game looking for the win. You go to every game looking for a win. But competing as well is important. If we are going to lose that game, I want to see us compete. We got 2 from 2 against the Wizards. That's all you can ask for right now. Let's see how we go against the Bucks. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful and safe day. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Take care and peace.